And welcome back once again to Ask Coach Wendy alongside Wendy Mader from T2 Coaching. I'm Dave Erickson. Whether you're training for a sprint, Olympic, half, or full Ironman, or even a half marathon or marathon training plan, Coach, what are the benefits of keeping a training log, and what do you include in those training logs?
So I think it's so important for athletes to keep a training log because they want to. It's important to see where you come along the way, like kind of the journey. You're kind of recording the journey of your training, of the training process. So what I like to include is number one, rate of athletes to record their rate of perceived effort on a scale of 1 to 10, and usually I provide them a chart to kind of help guide them. I like them to download any heart rate or power data, Garmin data with pace or whatever they're using GPS wise. And I like them to include subjective feedback and notes, how they felt, whether they liked the workout or disliked it, even as much as they record where they swam, bike, or run that day, and really just more importantly, like what's going through them will reflect on how the workout went. So I always like to tell athletes, I'm not coaching data, I'm coaching a person. So when I analyze the data, I want to know what was going on with the actual human being while that data was being collected. And again, it's important because if you end up have a day that you're excessively fatigued, or maybe you're feeling an injury coming on, we can go back and look at that training log and look for notes that they might have said, I didn't sleep tonight, I was up late, I felt some knee pain running down that hill, I tweaked my hamstring at the track last week. So we can go back and pinpoint when this certain fatigue started or when this certain injury may have started and why it's impacting them a week or two later.
So feedback, comparing data from previous race workouts as well, our race performances.
Yeah, so it's another way to kind of figure out your fitness. If 6 weeks ago you ran a 10-minute mile and your heart rate was 150, and 6 weeks later you're running a 10-minute mile and your heart rate's 130, that's a sign of fitness. And instead of me telling them, I can show them through their training log how that happened. Or likewise, if they're at a 10-minute mile at a 150 heart rate, and 3 weeks later they're at a 150 heart rate running a 9-minute mile, that's a sign of fitness. And most people have some visual, they visually are educating themselves. So when they see that process in a training log, they're more likely to kind of believe it, that they're capable of doing that, rather than me telling them, remember when you told me this. It's kind of a record of their process and journey.
One of my good friends and someone Bo Parrish, has said, and he has this great little turn of phrase, what is written is remembered. So if you log it, you can go back and document what you've done, whether it's, and we've talked about this in some of the training plans that we've created, is keep track of your 1,000-yard swim test and your averages there. Or if you do 4 or 500s in the pool, keep track of those 500s and then look back a month later and see how that changed. And I know that I'd like to look back at my race data, or I go to a race for data purposes. Maybe I'm not ready exactly for that race. It's a C race, B race, but I do the race because I want the race day excitement data, and hopefully I can use that to say, okay, that was that day, and here's what some realistic expectations are on the next race. Because sometimes people race or train at a 9-minute pace and they expect an 8-minute pace on race day, but that's not going to happen if you don't.
It's unrealistic. So as a coach, I can go back and point some out what athletes have said in their training log and help them come up with realistic goals based on what they said in their training, as well as, as a coach, I'm coaching them towards their goals based on what they said in their training log that they want to achieve. So again, it's looking back at what you've done and seeing how far you've come, instead of also seeing how far you have to go. You look back and see how far you've come.
Well, we've got a number of links below this video to different distances and disciplines of training programs, whether it's triathlon, swimming, or even marathon running. So if you're interested in some of those programs, we can also have them transferred over into a Training Peaks account. So you can download a PDF, or you can get it automatically uploaded to your Training Peaks account, which is free. So all those links are down below. Great topic, Wendy. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.